G'day YouTube, welcome back to my channel Bonsai Works. Thanks for watching. If you're a subscriber and you continually watch my videos, I really love the support. Thank you very much. And thanks for liking my videos. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and like as much as possible to help with keep the channel alive. I'm at the National Collection. This is part 2 in a multi-part series. I'm now discussing junipers in the collection and conifers. Probably just junipers, and hopefully in this video it's probably going to be long enough. But let's look at this huge prostrata juniper by Canberra, New South Wales in 1993. Now it's planted on this ginormous rock. I don't even know how they moved this. I don't know how, maybe this rock was joined together at some stage to create this massive rock. It is the feature of the tree, and then it's a feature of this planting, and then you can have a look at this trunk. Get a nice close look. Now those bags, tea bags, are fertilizer. They're planted on there, but have a look at that. It's a really interesting trunk. Very cascade, obviously cascade bonsai. Prostrata juniper looking very healthy. You know, sometimes you don't get that healthiness, especially in the cascade branch, which is a little yellowing at the tips, but all nice and healthy up here. Let's have a look at the branching. Yeah, very natural. Could be more refined. I like my junipers really, really refined and really padded out and really flat underneath the base. I don't like anything hanging. So little hanging ones, I'll be plucking, moving those, knocking those off, not having them in there. But really interesting old tree. You can see where the cascade branch comes and the top apex branch grows. It's got a really strong back branch that creates a lot of depth. So nice. I don't know how they move it, but very interesting. Now, of course, I'm a Shinpaku fan, so this is always going to capture my eye. Shinpaku by Sid Green. Age of tree 1982, stolen trade since 1988. Now, last time I saw this, it was very heavy in terms of all its growth. It's since been refined, I'm pretty sure. I'll have to check my photos, but I'm pretty confident it's been much better, looking much better now once it's been cleaned up and refined. There was no definition of pads before, but look at now, the definition of the pads is excellent. See how you can see the underneath, and the pads are nicely forming apexes and nicely forming pads and clouds of foliage that are clearly defined, which is really, really good. I really like this nice tree there. The main tree is there, the twin trunk kind of thing. Yeah, it's a twin trunk. And the one at the back looks stunning at the back, in there, right in there at the back. Excellent. I mean, I really like this. Really, really like it. Again, probably have to, it's like on a slab in a way. So it probably doesn't have drainage holes, so that's good, I guess, because the slab is always going to be harder to water. Have a look. Nice. I love Shinpaku, so this is really, really good. Nice movement. Pad development's good. Starting to poke out new growth, which is okay at this time of year. Don't want to really touch it. We want to get the trees healthy, but it looks like it's had major work, which is awesome. It needed it, and it looks really good. So like the huge prostrata cascade one, this is the same owner, Khan Lin, on loan from the artist since 1990. Drainage is 1993 again. I reckon this rock was put together with multiple pieces glued on. Looks really, really nice and unique. So let's have a look. Is it more 2 trees? I think there's 2 trees there. At least there's one there and one at the back, or 2, actually 3. Well, there you go, 3 trunks to make 1 tree, or could it be 3 roots? I'm not sure. And then they're fused. See how they fuse into one? So really interesting. I reckon it's 3 trees and they're fused at that point, which is fantastic. Takes a long time to do that. It's got some drop branches. This is a real big drop branch. It comes down and forms this huge pad here. This is a bit more refined than the cascade. Like your pads are a bit more refined. See how they're nicely, a bit of spacing between each. You need a little bit of spacing to make the clouds look really good. Really nice. Definitely looks like multiple trunks, multiple trees that have fused together to create one overall big tree, which is really smart. So, interesting. Nice movement. So nothing much I can say with this. I don't like having these there, but obviously that's the choices of the artist. I prefer just to see the tree, but I'm very traditional and in the bonsai sense. I like trees on their own, so the tree is the focus. Planted on a slab rock, which is really good, but I don't know how they move this. Maybe that huge tile helps. Really nice. Pad development could be a bit more refined, but that comes in time. So maybe over summer, be a bit more work on it to get it really refined. Let's have a look at this juniper here. This is by Mel Invesi, Juniper prostrata, donated by the artist. Another juniper. This looks like natural shari, which is good. I'm not a fan of tanuki, so I'm not sure. It doesn't look like tanuki. It looks like a natural one, so that's good. Very cool. Probably a bit more refinement will make the tree even better. Just pad refinement for me. Getting it really, really refined. I love junipers fully refined. No hanging. See all this hanging stuff? Yeah, it'd be really good. But nice movement. If that isn't a tanuki, then it's really good. Here's another juniper prostrata by Lee Tave, the curator of the collection. Starting in 1992, the tree. Love the pot. Pot is excellent for the tree. I'd like to see the base more, but I'd have to go at this angle to see the beautiful base. Stunning. The stunning base. It's really excellent abari. Shows the age of the tree really, really well. Just I can't see it from. That's my front. I can't see the base. I love that that branch moved so I could see that beautiful base. Really nice cascade. The pad development's really good. A few little plucking needing, a little cleaning up, but getting a bit full, with a bit more definition. It's actually quite a very fine and very small needle. So Lee must have found a really good variety here. It's tiny leaf, tiny buds, tiny needles, or whatever you call it. Tiny bit of foliage, which isn't like normal prostrata junipers. So he might have found a really good cultivar somewhere and grew this, which is really nice. If you see the new growth, it's so small compared to other juniper prostratas. But this base is stunning, and I can't see it if that's the front. I'd love to see that base. Other than that, it's really nice. I don't know, maybe the front could be more this side. I don't know if his front should be there. That would look even better. And the tree moves down to the left as well. The apex will move to the left. And the branch will go to the left, which I like. It's more personal choice. I don't like cascades going down straight. I like them going off to the side. So that would be my front. Stunning. Beautiful cascade. I don't think there was too many more junipers, but I'm going to come to this huge, very famous saguaro cypress from the Conifers. Very famous in Australia, the Conifers. Age of the tree, 1937. It's a stunning tree. It deserves its place in here. This saguaro cypress, I'm never a fan of this foliage on trees, but it is what it is. It is the type of foliage on this tree. Nothing to do, but it's all about this huge base. It's a monster base. I try not to get in trouble if I put my hand there in front of it so you can see the size comparison of that base and the dead wood. And all the branching in there. That's just old. Very, very old. Ancient looking tree. Stunning. Nothing you can do much about that. That's just stunning. Foliage is the foliage. But this tree just enjoyed in the collection. Now, Himalayan cedar by Jim Miller, 1980. Now, cedars are this is a very vigorous growing tree. Now the base, I'm sitting quite far back so you can actually see the tree. That base is good, my hand width, long, it's huge. Tea bags there, of course, fertilizing. Now this tree, they just grow so rampantly, you got to be on them all the time, Himalayan cedars. So I prefer like an Atlantic cedar and so on, but huge cedar. Love the apex to be more refined. It's a little bit going too wide. It's kind of been cut off at the top in a way, if you stand back. So that's my only thing about it. You got to keep on these trees a lot to get, refinement. And that apex, that top needs a bit more control. Other than that, ancient tree, very big old tree. Big old tree. Amazing. Again, how do they lift these things? Must have a nice hydraulic trolley. Now here's an Atlantic cedar by Joe Mickliffe. I remember Joe many years ago. This is a beautiful cedar. And this is more my style of cedar. It's small foliage, beautiful blue-ish foliage. They call them blue cedars rather than Atlas cedar. But love the pad development, looking good. Very natural. Very natural. I could love to just a bit more refined wiring on it, but that's me. But then it becomes a bit too contrived. I guess this looks more natural foliage. This beautiful deadwood. Have a look at this deadwood. Gorgeous. All the way up through the tree and looking good. Lovely tree. Also, obviously another Shimpaku juniper, which I love, Keith Island. Started in, I'm not sure when it was started, but it's interesting. Now, interesting because this side is Shimpaku, probably Sergeant Juniper, probably, I don't know if it's not even Kishu, I don't think it's Kishu. It's a bit too big for Kishu, but then unfortunately it's got juvenile foliage all over on this side, so I'm not sure what happened. So it's going to have to recover, but it's recovering well. I can see the older growth coming through, but as a tree, it's really nice. Nice full pad, nice full tree. This is probably the best feature of the tree. Is all the deadwood. Hollowed out, lime sulphid. Best feature. Unfortunately, yes, the not so good feature is the juvenile growth on the tree, where this is nice old scale growth, and you can see the juvenile growth. See the difference? So maybe too much pruning or something happened to it to cause that to happen, but otherwise, best part of the tree is that. Let's have a look at this huge Alberta spruce by Deb Koroshoff. Started in 1950. There you go. I really like the pot. Pots are quite unique for the tree. It's almost like a boat. It's quite arrow-like. See how it's very arrowy like? Foliage is stunning. Like, it's old. Like, these are massive, massive trees for Alberta, for Alberta spruce. It's just massive. And it's a dwarf, so such tiny foliage. Like, those trunks are just ridiculous. Two trees together, I would just be wiring and refining all those pads a bit more, but that's it. It's such a big, mighty tree. It deserves a bit more work and refinement, but I think it's just nice as natural as well. But personally, just a bit more refinement would be good on this tree. Amazing. Now, when you come into the collection, this Hinoki cypress meets you. Peter Watson, started in 1970. Now, very handmade natural pot, interesting. But this tree is fascinating. It's big and old and gnarly. And I reckon it's actually quite well done. I'd love a bit more foliage on it, but it is what it is. Let's have a closer look. Let's look at the base, the flaky bark. Naturally moving upwards trees, not triangular. It's a little bit different, quite unique, very big and old. It's nice. Have a look at some of the pines in the collection. Another Koroshoff, black pine, 1951 started. Now, with a twisty, close-up of the twisty bark, moving up. Now that's straight. See, when it's straight, it really pokes your eye. But that is stunning movement, and then the straight part. And if you look back, all you see is the straight part. Do you know what I mean? I'd love a bit more. You're never going to have movement in that, but if you can change the planting angle, it'd be amazing. Then you got a bit more of a twist there, kind of a straight part there, and then the foliage. Yeah, I think this has way more potential at changing the angle, but I guess it's a Koroshoff, so it is what it is. But change plant angle would be amazing. How do I do the camera? Maybe that way. If it was all bent that way more, I think it would be way more, much better. And then restyled and rewired and done it all over again. You can bend that top more down. So yeah, would love, that's just potential for me to be, potential of a tree to just be even better. A bit more transforming. Love the tree transforming. Here's a monster pine by Lee Wilson, who recently passed away as well. Started in 1951. interesting pot. Looks almost concrete-ish. Let's have a look at the Nabari. Fascinating. It's all on one side, and then the huge bulge on this side leads up to this branch. It comes out and forms this pad of foliage. Almost a tree in itself, just this branch. Look at this flaky bark, all flaking. And at this time of year, you can see the candle starting to push. Beautiful movement up into the tree. It just needs something. I'm not sure what at the moment. So let's have a closer look. I think this branch is very strong and interesting. And then there's something missing in this area. I love this branch to be a bit longer out here to balance it out. I'm probably missing a branch in here to make it a bit fuller, but it's coming along really well. I think it's a tribute to have this tree in the collection for Lee Wilson, who, as I said, recently passed away. And we know him very well in Melbourne. And this is a red pine that I absolutely love by Carlin as well. It's pingy, but it's actually had a bit more refinement done to it. And I'm really enjoying the refinements that had to it. The pads look really well defined. It's again 2 trees. How in the world do they move this tree? I don't know. Because it's massive. 2 beautiful trunks moving in that direction. This tree moving in that direction, creating a nice apex. Individually, these trees would be stunning on their own. But he's put it in a group and they look great. I prefer to have them alone because they're stunning trees. You don't get red pines with this leaf size, this needle size. Look at this needle. It's actually really small too. Look at the pad. Look at these red, nice redness in the actual candle. Beautiful. And it's got that light green foliage in the sun. And it's pinging, so you're not going to be like picking at everything. You see the little boat people here on the little boat. Beautiful rocks, but I like this composition. I just think it's a lovely pinging style. But as I said, that tree, especially on its own, with that movement and the gin in the background, that tree on its own, oh, be amazing. In a cascade pot, maybe that as the front. That's just me because I love bonsai more, but awesome. So I think that's the last conifer in the group that I'll be filming. So that's part 2, and I hope you enjoyed part 2, everyone, and stay tuned for part 3. Thanks for watching.